So joining us live now for a look at that is Dawn Desjardins, chief economist at Deloitte Canada. Dawn, thank you so much for joining us. So we know that uncertainty is not good for business, and this uncertainty continues to kind of fuel our economic outlook going into this year in terms of consumer confidence, business investment. Elaborate more on what your report has uncovered here.
Well, thanks, Jennifer. Yes, lots of uncertainty, and that is really depressing economic activity. Businesses hesitant to put money to work, not sure where demand's going to be coming from. And of course, this is also filtering into the consumer side, where people are concerned about job security. So we're seeing some weakness in our economy, and we think in the near term, we're probably going to have to continue to live with this.
Yeah, and you're kind of saying that there's likely to be a mild recession throughout this year. But let's turn to Statistics Canada releasing the inflation rate. We know that core inflation is 3%, but, you know, the other inflation, 1.7%, that came in at what was expected. But how will this kind of fuel their next interest rate decisions coming up July 30th and September? You expect a potential rate cut.
Exactly. The headline rate at 1.7% does take into account, of course, the carbon tax removal. So we look at those underlying measures, and as you say, they're at about 3%. So that will leave some caution and from the Bank of Canada. But the economy is slowing, and we do think that over time we will see inflation moving lower again. As well, the bank looks at things like inflation expectations. Where do we think inflation is going to be in a year's time? And we'll get some data on that before their next rate meeting. So we think, generally speaking, it's difficult for the Bank of Canada right now. So much uncertainty, slowing economy, inflation at the headline level where they want it to be, but those underlying measures may keep them on hold a little bit, but we do think that we will see more rate reductions as we go forward.
And let's talk about what Canada does have on their side in terms of boosting our economy. We know that Canada's One Economy bill by the federal government is meant to help speed up, investments by businesses, but also for Ontario, Bill C5. How do you see this impacting our economic future going forward?
Well, certainly these are the types of policies that we're monitoring very closely. If we do see money being put into the economy to spend on infrastructure, to spend on big projects, we do think this will help Canadian companies, regain some confidence, knowing that they are going to be seeing a wider demand for their goods. Will we see infrastructure built? Will that help get goods to other countries across our country? So all of these policy signals are very good. It's now the implementation, and it is this sense that because we are seeing, these policies being talked about, being touted, and we do think we'll see most of them come to fruition, that will see us turn the corner for our economy as we exit this year and in 2026.
A lot of people are obviously paying attention to world events and how this might impact what's happening here within our borders. We have now 3 wars going on: Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Gaza, the war in the Middle East between Israel and Iran. And of course, NATO leaders right now agreeing on boosting the spending to 5% for Canada over the next 10 years. Obviously, that's going to cost money. That's going to impact us. How do you see these global events kind of impacting where we're headed?
Well, uncertainty, wherever it's coming from, is obviously very bad for businesses. They're trying to figure out where demand's going to be coming from. Is it internal within Canada? Is it external? So all of this uncertainty continues to weigh on our economy, and it does keep businesses investing less than they otherwise would have. So I think any uncertainty from whatever area it comes from, whether it is the tariffs or it is geopolitical events, really does have a depressing effect on business investment.
Okay, that is Dawn Desjardins, chief economist at Deloitte. Dawn, thank you so much for your time this morning. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jennifer.